as Ford believes quality is job one. Well, the CEO, Jim Farley, is reportedly furious with dealers for selling cars at prices higher than the manufacturer's suggested retail price, which is tensing the CEO. He's trying to sort the problem out, as this is unethical, but it could also have a negative impact on Ford's reputation and sales. Furious Farley has warned dealers that they must adhere to the manufacturer's suggested retail price or face the consequences. But even after that, the CEO is still having trouble. Join us at Tech Addicts to know what's the whole matter. And let's get started. Furious Ford CEO Jim Farley dropped a bomb at all the dealers while saying you're either on the bus or off the bus when it comes to selling battery-powered Ford products that are part of the new Model E division. You have just 6 weeks to decide. And boom! Suddenly, the EV revolution leapt forward by an enormous amount, and life in the land of the Blue Oval would never be the same again. Ford has recently reorganized its business into 3 distinct branches: Ford Blue Oval, which handles the company's regular car sales, Ford Pro, which serves as the company's commercial customers, and Ford Model E, which is dedicated to producing battery electric vehicles. To be clear, the Blue Oval brand will be responsible for promoting all Ford hybrid and plug-in hybrid vehicles. Keep those distinctions in mind as you continue reading about Farley's comments from yesterday. Farley has given the dealers until October 31st to decide between 3 alternatives: join the elite club of Model E certified dealers, turn your dealership into a Model E authorized retailer, or effective January 1st, 2024, sales of the Model E will be halted. Model E certified elite dealers will be obliged to install 2 DC fast chargers in a level 2 charging station, as reported by Inside EV's Tom Maloney, who was among the tiny press corps present at the occasion. One of those DC fast chargers must be accessible to the general public. Ford expects the price to be between $1 and $1.2 million, with as much as 90% of that going toward the purchase and installation of charging infrastructure. 1 DC fast charger per Model E certified dealer is necessary, and it must be open to the public. The crucial point is this: for all Model E certified dealers, regardless of annual sales volume, there will be a cap on the number of EVs they can sell every year. According to Tom Maloney, Ford hasn't settled on the specifics of the hard cap, but it'll be tiny and designed to fulfill demands from the dealer's most devoted customers. Ford predicts that becoming a Model E certified dealer will set businesses back around $500,000. As much as 90% of this sum may be attributable to the installation of charging stations. The fast chargers, which must have a capacity of 120 kilowatts or more, are necessary because many individuals who live in condos and apartment buildings lack easy access to chargers. If all Ford dealerships provide at least 1 fast charger, it will reassure the 90% of Americans who reside within 25 miles of a Ford dealer and are considering purchasing an electric Ford vehicle. At least, that's how the theory goes. Beginning on January 1st, 2024 and ending on December 31st, 2026, the first phase of the Model E transition will be in place. The decision made by dealerships today will be in effect through 2026 or until January 1st, 2027, and they will not be able to change their Model E certification status. Until the new Model E rules go into effect on January 1st, 2024, all dealers will be free to continue selling electric vehicles. For the next 3 years, dealers that don't get Model E certified can't sell any Ford automobiles that are 100% electric. If they meet all the standards, they can begin selling EVs in January 2027, after informing Ford of their desire to become a Model E certified or Model E certified elite dealership sometime in 2025. Ford's decided to adopt a no-haggle pricing strategy for its Model E line of battery electric vehicles. Ford's unable to offer these automobiles directly to customers due to dealer franchise regulations, but the company sees its dealer network as an asset. Only minor adjustments to the sales procedure and the overall electric vehicle ownership experience are required. Ford requires its Model E certified dealers to list their electric vehicle costs on the Ford website. Customers can examine the standard pricing, make a purchase, and arrange for home delivery all in one convenient online experience. However, the final say on vehicle pricing rests with the dealership, so shoppers may expect to see some price discrepancies depending on where they shop. Customers may compare pricing from multiple local dealers in one convenient location and then make their purchase from the dealer with the lowest advertised price. Dealers are obligated to adhere to the agreed-upon pricing on all transactions, and Ford will be monitoring purchase orders to ensure compliance, Maloney said. The customer has the option of doing everything online or going to a dealer. However, once there, the dealer will be unable to change the price it has listed online. There will be no shady dealings tolerated. Farley told the dealers that he believes the traditional sales methodology and the internet model established by Tesla are converging. We've been looking at Tesla's growth in Norway very closely, where the company has roughly 1,200 workers and dealer-like facilities, and we expect them to take a similar approach when they expand their operations in the United States. Actually, he makes some valid points. Starting with a $2.5 million showroom in Austin, Texas, Tesla has begun opening more extensive showrooms that resemble conventional dealerships. Perhaps Ford has recognized a shift in the market and is prepared to capitalize on it. According to Maloney, the tone among dealers at the convention was optimistic, but as the saying goes, the devil is in the details. The new Ford sales approach is yet to be tested in the real world. It'll be fascinating to observe how different large manufacturers operating in the U.S. respond to Ford's new strategy. GM has offered financial incentives to Cadillac and Buick dealerships that opt out of selling electric vehicles. The folks at Ford seem to be going in a different direction. Because of the internet's long-lasting impact on the retail industry, shopping centers across the United States are plagued by empty storefronts. You may now buy and have delivered to your door everything from laundry detergent to dog chow. In an effort to catch industry leader Tesla Inc., Ford Motor Company announced on Wednesday that it will increase spending on electric vehicles to $50 billion, up from the previous $30 billion through 2026. Additionally, the company plans to operate its EV unit independently from its legacy combustion engine business. CEO Jim Farley is placing a large wager on the company's electrification plan, hence the reorganization and increased expenditure. Ford CEO Jim Farley has stated that the company intends to produce over 2 million electric vehicles in 2026, which would account for roughly one-third of Ford's annual global output, and by 2030, Farley expects that number to rise to half. The price of Ford stock increased by 7.2% on Wednesday, reaching $17.90 at lunchtime. The company's chief financial officer, John Lawler, has stated that until the 2025 production of the next-generation vehicle begins, the company does not anticipate turning a profit on its electric vehicle business. Ford plans to split its primary care operations into two companies, Reuters reported, and this is an effort to speed up the company's work on electric vehicles. Ford has announced that its EV business, known as Ford Model E, will operate independently from its internal combustion engine operation, Ford Blue. Nonetheless, the two will collaborate on research and development and share best practices. By 2023, it said the two companies and the Ford Pro commercial vehicle division would release their own financial statements. Wells Fargo analyst Colin Langan wrote in a note, "We view the news favorably since it has a good industrial rationale, and it will enable investors to separately evaluate the money-losing EV sector." Ford's decision signals that it is likely to speed its journey towards a BEV future, but not to a near-term spin, as noted by Barclays auto analyst Brian Johnson in a note titled "Reorganization, Not Restructuring." Doug Field, Ford's chief EV and digital systems officer, and Lisa Drake, Ford's head of EV industrialization, will be in charge of developing and releasing new EV models. Some investors have been pushing Ford and General Motors to spin off their EV divisions in order to capture the total value of those businesses, and Farley's decision did not go far enough to appease those investors. It was predicted, however, that with the announcement on Wednesday, Ford would lay the groundwork for a future spin-off of its electric vehicle unit. Ford has stated that it plans to reduce structural costs in its ICE business by up to $3 billion. It is unclear, however, whether or not this will involve layoffs. Farley added that as EV production volumes increase, the EV division will need to spend billions on essential raw materials for batteries. Farley remarked that while the ICE business must make income, the EV industry must devote its attention to innovation. The automaker's EV and ICE divisions are underperforming, according to his management team, as has been previously stated. Ford has stated that it plans to invest $5 billion in electric vehicles this year, which is double the amount spent in 2021. In addition, the company has set a goal of increasing its adjusted EBIT margin from the current 8% to 10% by 2026. Well, Ford, designed for living, engineered to last. And that's all for today's video. We'll be back soon, but until then, don't forget to like our video and subscribe to our channel. And thanks for watching.